Hey guys, how are you? It's been a while. I know I haven't posted for more than a week or so. Bear with me. It's been a rough week or so. It's been really rough. So let's talk. Let's talk. On today's topic of Let's Talk, we want to talk about single parent and how are you coping? Are you a single parent? How much kids do you have? And how are you coping with a single income, and are you getting support as a single parent from either side? Any parent that has children, a child, and how are you doing? Because oftentimes we realize that single parent doesn't speak up and we just get on with it without little or no support at all. And I want to touch base with you guys today to find out, how are you doing? Is it easy for you as a single parent, or is it manageable, or is it hard? I want you to share your tips of how you go about being a single parent and how you deal with your children when they want something that you can't give them, and how do you make sacrifices, and any tips of how how you get along with your spouses, children, father, ex-husband. How do you get along with those mate, ex-wife, baby mother? How do you communicate, and what do you allow your children to know about the relationship, being a single parent? And how do you speak of the child's mother or father that is not in their presence? Do you speak ill of your spouse, your ex, your children fathers, your child father? And how are you managing? So I've been a single parent for a very long time, and one of the things that I was an angry child mother. I was angry at the fact that I wasn't getting support. I was angry at the fact that I had to do it by myself, and I never expected that I was going to be in that position, dealing with it by myself. And sometimes it gets really overbearing and you feel very frustrated and you vent and you say angry things, and it has not been easy, but I found a way to manage, and I am grateful for my coping mechanism. What are your coping mechanism? What are your thoughts about being a single parent? What advice do you have to give? And one of the advice that I find that I have to give is you have to forgive yourself. You have to realize that you might have relationship that lasts, and it is great that you have relationship that lasts, and you have some relationship that does not last, and you end up with children. And we have to remember that the children are the most important thing in that union when you have a child. And you also have to remember that you on your own has to be mentally prepared to deal with it by yourself, and sometimes you will get support and sometimes you will not get support. But what we have to do as parents for our children is do not speak ill about the next person. Do not speak ill about the mother, and do not speak ill about the father, because that rubs off on your children. So children lives what they learn. So with me, I just doesn't speak about my daughter's father. I don't speak about them in no way whatsoever. I don't speak bad about them. I don't speak good about them. I will have a conversation with my child and tell her that it is important for you to have a relationship with your father. I don't want you to feel that because me and him doesn't have a relationship in terms of speaking or any other form, that it's not for you to have that communication. And I will encourage her to have this conversation. And when they reach a certain age, if they want to have that conversation, they will. And sometimes they choose not to have that conversation because sometimes it's, as my daughter would say, it's too late. It's too late now to have that conversation. And I have forgiven myself for going into a relationship and not knowing enough about that person and realizing that it causes damage to myself and my child, because she grows up without a father, but she has great father figure in her life, and my husband and is her dad now, and is a good father figure, and he's there, and I want to commend the men's and many men out there that is taking on responsibility and being great fathers. I salute you. And I also want to commend the females that are doing it on their own and not cussing and going to family court and bringing the system, because I have never been to the family court with my children. I don't think that the family court was needed. I think that I had to step up and be that mother and do what I have to do for my children. Mind you, if you know that you don't have a skill and you're not making enough and you need that help, bring them to the court if you could find them, or if they are working and you feel that you have a need, because oftentimes male try to not support their children because the mother and them are not together, and females will leave the children, because I've known situation that females take the money, drink it, gamble it, and do a lot of other stuff with the money and not take care of their children. So it is not a one-sided situation. It is a situation right across the board, and we as parents have to remember that it is important that we instill values and morals in our children, that they don't go down the same line that we have and don't make those mistakes. So it is as I said, it is important to have open communication and speak to your child and ask them how are they feeling, and what, just to help ease the pain, and tell them that it didn't work out, and tell them the reason why it didn't work out, when they reach that appropriate age, that you can sit and have that conversation with them, because they needs to know what's been going on and how their parents was, how the father was, how the mother was, and what it is. Sometimes children are unfortunate to not have parent and grow up with adoptive parents and grow up with step parents, and it is very difficult for a child that sometimes grow in an environment that they feel like they are not needed, and the step parent don't show them that love. So we as people have to be very mindful of how we deal with children and how we speak to them about these situations. And I think that we need to talk more and openly and not hide certain situations, because sometimes they feel like when a mother or a father take on a next relationship that they are excluded, and we don't want our children to be excluded. We don't want our children to feel that they have no ways and means of speaking to about what they're going through. They are going through a lot being in the household where there are strange people in their space, and they think that they have lost the communication with their parents to tell them how they're feeling. So if you guys out there that has anything to add to this, or do you want me to speak on a topic, let me know, please. I'm asking, because these are burning issues that most of the time you don't find someone who you could relate to, who could tell you these are things that we are going through, and we are human beings and we are reachable. So we need to know what's going on with you. We need to know if you are a single parent and how are you coping. And remember, your mental health is very important. You need to take time as a single parent, as a human being, for yourself, so you could better able to be a better person to others. So let's talk. Let's talk about these topics that most people shy away from. There's so much things that I want to talk about, but sometimes I'm not in the mood, and sometimes I don't have the time. But when I do have the time, I will have the conversation, because it is important and necessary. What I want you guys to do is go on my YouTube page, Leah's Locks /Let's Talk. Like, subscribe, share, comment, follow me on all social media platform, and send me your honest topic. Send me your topic that you might know that someone else wants to speak about but is not able. And remember, There's always someone there that cares. Just seek and watch your surrounding of who you could have a conversation with, and let's talk. I'm your girl, Leah's Locks, and let's talk. See you guys the next time. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.